Okay, hi everyone. I just wanted to give a little quick update to some of the developments that have been happening as of late. Unfortunately, I'm going to be continuing to show a section of the game that probably has become familiar to people that have been following along. But this is the cabin section, cabin path. There'll be some good bits that have changed since I've last shown this path, and I won't go into all of the details. I'm just going to show some of the recognizable differences between the last iteration and the current one. I've started to implement the soundtrack composed by Chris Wood. Chris is an amazingly talented composer and artist, and I'm really, really unbelievably ecstatic that he decided to collaborate on this project in composing a soundtrack. We'll only be hearing one section of his multi-part soundtrack for the game, but that's something to look forward to for people that have been following along this development. So the game's running kind of slow right now just because the screen recording software that I'm using takes up a lot of RAM. But trust in that the runtime of the environment is actually quite smooth. It's not as kind of jittery as it looks here. I'm going to approach this sign really quickly and just show you how the GUI interactions have changed, hopefully. Yep, so you'll notice that the text up here at the top has the interface for this has changed so that it's now operating on this transparent layer. I'm still kind of trying to work out the kinks of this because you'll notice that it's hard to read some of the text sometimes depending on the background that you're looking at. So this text, although you might read it to yourself while I'm voicing over this portion of the demo video, I started to add this layer of kind of self-reflexive and kind of what I'm calling meta-narrative text into the mix as a kind of reflection upon the environment, the reflections upon you as a game player, and me as an artist, and you as a ghost, and me as this other kind of ghost. The other thing that you'll notice, I can't believe I didn't mention this, the other thing that you notice is that the face, the kind of hollowed out face that I originally had in the model, has been removed. Based on criticism that I was given during a recent feedback session, that face, that kind of hollowed out back section of the face, was thought of as being a little bit too creepy and was considered kind of ubiquitously as this kind of mask-like object, which was distracting from the game because it looked like the face was actually facing towards you, the viewer, as opposed to facing outward. And I tried a couple of different variations of will be just as effective. So here we are in the kind of what I've been dubbing the cabin cutscene. You'll notice that the camera angle has switched slightly, and you'll kind of see why. That was a weird glitch that I haven't encountered before. There's this animation here at the end of the scene. Again, this is running a little bit slow and a little bit choppy as a result of the screen recording software that I'm using, but hopefully you'll just take my word for it that this runs a lot more smoothly. During the feedback session that I recently had, I actually ran this off of a Mac Mini, a recent Mac Mini, and the runtime was actually quicker than I had imagined, so I've actually modified some of the movement mechanics. Here you'll see those things that I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to read the text right here, and I'm going to try to figure out how to do that. You'll also notice that the sound fades out at the end of the scene, and the scene refreshes back to the beginning, which I think is a feature that I've shown previously before. And the scene will start with the main theme, which will take us back to the origin point. For right now, this origin point is not actually at the beginning of the game. I just wanted to kind of speed up the process of getting to that cabin cutscene for you. So we're actually kind of starting in the middle of where paths start to diverge and so on and so forth. I'm kind of nearing completion with a lot of the runtime stuff with the game, so I'm gonna try to tweak the uh, the font layer so that the GUI, when it appears on the screen, is readable regardless of wherever you're looking. I might change the font so that there's a black border around it so that it's always kind of silhouetted against something. But having this transparent layer has been a huge difference in being able to allow the audience member to continue to experience the environment without feeling like the text is really interrupting everything in the game. Because prior to that, it was really punctuating in this kind of harsh way. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this kind of preview game mode in Unity and talk about some of the things that have changed. So you'll notice that that section, the end of that path, has changed to reflect these animations that now will be triggered at the end of each path. Some of them will be very nuanced. Some of them will be quite visible, but all of them will kind of have this prolonged section of reflection upon this thing that's happening as a result of you coming into the scene. And then this text will appear as per usual, and then we'll refresh back to the beginning of the game. So like I said, development is coming along really, really nicely with a combination of the feedback that I've already gotten and some other input that I've gotten from peers. I feel like I'm really closely approaching a good solid beta build, which I would love to distribute to people for people to get a sense of the game, to play around, to give me notes, to test it, so on and so forth. So if you're at all interested, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. Okay, thanks a lot.